Hello, fifth graders. We're going to go ahead and read a chapter from the Top 10 Ways to Ruin the First Day of School. So remember, we'd just gotten back from the baseball game, and he had ran on the field and grabbed the ball, and he was kind of surprised that Mr. G wasn't mad at him. So now we're on chapter 6, the phone call. Tony sat at his bedroom desk and doodled on a piece of paper. He was supposed to be doing his homework. Mr. Gore had assigned everybody an essay, 2 paragraphs about the football game field trip, 1 paragraph about the best part of the trip, and the other about the worst part of the trip. Tony didn't want to write. He didn't want to do anything. He had never been grounded before and didn't like it. No TV for a month, he thought in despair. How will I ever survive? He wadded up the paper he was doodling on and tossed it into his trash can. The telephone rang. He didn't even try to get it. It was useless with a teenage sister in the house. Maria always got the phone first. Hey, Baloney, it's for you, Maria yelled from her bedroom. Tony went into Maria's room. Alternative rock music blared from her stereo. Maria dressed in her usual clothes, black sneakers, black cargo pants, silver-studded black belt, black tank top, and spiked black neck choker, sang into a hairbrush and danced in front of her full-length mirror. I'll take it from here, Tony announced, turning the stereo volume down. No way, Jose, said Maria, cranking the volume higher. Take it in the living room. Then she pushed Tony into the hallway. Thanks a lot, Miss MTV, Tony replied. I don't want to use your phone anyway. It's probably full of germs. Teenage germs. The deadliest in the world. You're so immature. Just get out of here and go answer your stupid phone call. Maria rolled her eyes and kicked her door shut. Chill out, Tony grumbled as he headed down the hallway to the living room. Hello, this is Anthony Madison. Tony spoke into the phone as he plopped onto the couch. Hello, Anthony. This is David Letterman. But you can call me Dave. Yeah, right. And I'm Bond, James Bond. But you can call me Jim. A comedian, folks. A pause. Then, really, kid, I'm calling from The Late Show. Yeah, and I'm talking to you from the moon, Tony replied. Is this you, Dean? No, this isn't Dean. This is Dave. You know, David Letterman. I host The Late Show. And I'm the only guy in New York City that has a space between his front teeth that's wide enough to drive a bus through. No way. It's only 4:40, and The Late Show doesn't come on until past my bedtime at 10:30. Yes, wait, kid. We tape the show at 5:30 in the evening. Then we broadcast it later. Even past my bedtime. Anyway, my watch shows 5:40, so it's 4:40 in Kansas City. I still don't believe you. You're Dean's older brother, aren't you? He put you up to this. Listen, kid, I didn't know a Dean when I was pooping my Pampers. I didn't know a Dean when I was the biggest geek in elementary school. I didn't know a Dean when I was Indiana's wackiest weatherman, and I'm telling you, I don't know a Dean now. And I hope I never know a Dean. As a matter of fact, if I ever met a Dean, I'll smack him in the head with one of my hams. You've got to believe me. You're speaking to David Letterman. Prove it, Tony challenged. You got it. Hey, audience, give a big hello to Anthony. Hello, Anthony. Good try, Dean. How many kids do you have in your house? Said Tony. I've heard enough. I'm going to hang up now. Wait, kid. You can't hang up on the king of the late night TV show. I'd be out of a job if my boss found out that I couldn't keep a defenseless little kid on the phone for a couple of minutes. I'd probably be selling hot dogs on the street corner as early as tomorrow night. Come on, give me one more try. All right, said Tony, but this better be good, or I'm out of here. Okay, I was watching the Jets-Chiefs game last night. Near the end of the game, I see this small bear streak out onto the field and steal the game ball. Then the bear races into the end zone and scores a touchdown. The crowd goes absolutely wild. I say to myself, this is really strange. Bears don't interrupt NFL games in Kansas City. New York, maybe, but not Kansas City. Then later, I see the interview on ESPN, and boom, it all comes together. The letters I've been getting from Kansas City, the top 10 lists, the cries for help. Then I realize that you're the kid who's dying to be on my show. I ain't no dummy, you know. I do have my own TV. You are David Letterman, Tony interrupted, his heart racing. That's right, Anthony. You can call me TB. All my friends do. You know, TB, you're an instant celebrity. You're all over the TV. You're in the newspapers. You even made the front page of the New York Times. Really? Tony asked. I can't watch TV for a month. I'm grounded. My parents aren't too happy with me. Tough luck, TB, but it's true. How would you like to be on The Late Show? I'm dreaming, Tony replied. This isn't really happening. Yes, it is. TB, I loved your letters. The top 10 lists were hilarious. The bear stunt was fantastic. So how about it? Are you ready to come to New York? Of course, Tony exclaimed. But there's just one thing, Dave. What's that? Can I bring my best friends, Mo and Anna, and maybe my teacher? Tony hesitantly asked. You bet, TB. You're the famous guy. The famous guy? Tony slowly repeated. I like the way that sounds. You're the best, Dave. Thanks for making my dreams come true. You earned it, TB. I look forward to having you on the show. Put your mom and dad on the line for me, and I'll have one of my staff members begin making arrangements. They're not home right now. They went out to dinner. They made it clear to me that they weren't grounded. Putting the squeeze on you, eh? Don't worry. We'll call back later. And by the way, who answered the phone? Oh, that was my teenage sister. Aha! I thought it was Madonna. They must be related. Yeah, probably so, Dave. Take care, TB. I hope to see you soon. You will, Tony said, hanging up the phone. Then he ran down the hall and burst into Maria's room. Guess what? He yelled above the blaring music. David Letterman just called. Yeah, right, replied Maria, turning the volume down on her stereo. He really did call, insisted Tony. He wants me to be on his show. Whatever you say, kiddo. Maria put her arm around his shoulders. You never give up, do you? Let's go to the kitchen and get some ice cream, and you can tell me about it. Mom, Dad, guess what? Tony said when his parents got home. David Letterman called while you were gone and invited me to be on The Late Show. They're going to call me back tonight to talk to you about it. Mr. and Mrs. Madison took their coats off and hung them in the hall closet. Mr. Madison looked at Mrs. Madison and rolled her eyes as if to say, yeah, right, here we go again. Mrs. Madison looked at Tony and said, guess what, Tony? While we were at dinner, the Queen of England called me on my cell phone and asked me to tea. Maria wandered into the hallway and joined the conversation. Guess what, Mom and Dad? She smiled mischievously and locked eyes with Tony. Cosmopolitan magazine called while you were gone and offered me a job as a supermodel. Mr. Madison's eyes twinkled. He smiled at Mrs. Madison and Maria, and then he looked at Tony and said, You'll never guess who called my cell phone while we were at dinner. Bill Gates called and asked me some advice about... The phone rang and interrupted Mr. Madison. Marie picked up the phone. Hello, she said. She listened for a minute and then held out the phone to her dad as a dumbfounded look washed across her face. It's someone from The Late Show. They want to talk to you. Tony crossed his arms over his chest, leaned against the wall and smiled and said, I told you so.